Okay, I got this video out as fast as I could with all of the information that I have. Huge music royalty companies, like you may know csglobalmusic.com, and also the music company Playlist, either got terminated or have to undergo a review of their channels. And so I'm going to explain what exactly happened, where might your revenue be going with YouTube Shorts music royalties, and what you should do instead. And in case you don't know me, the difference between me and other gurus in this space is that I'm actually fully transparent with the channels that I own and how much they made. It all started with my co-founder's channel, who started AJ Animal King, where he was making money like this, which is insane. And that's when I partnered with him. I said, let me put my editors on this. We'll make a ton of videos very similar to yours, scale it out on other channels, and split the revenue. From there, we got the channel Stories Told, which made $12,000 in revenue, as well as Loving Creatures, which made $5.4 thousand in revenue. And all of that led us to around also making $20,000 or more in music royalties, and that was with Blast Off Music. And if you already trust that enough, I'll leave the link to Blast Off in the description so you could use it. But if you're not sure yet, you can keep watching and I'll explain why I think Blast Off is the best option. As you can see, their new dashboard only updates till March, and so since March, we've made $7,000 just from music royalties. But anyways, let me describe to the best of my knowledge what happened with Consulad and Playlist and why I'm sticking with Blast Off in terms of music royalties. And by the way, if you don't already know how music royalties work, it's basically a way to make extra money from just adding a song to your YouTube Shorts videos. If you want to see the full explanation, I'll leave the link to it in the description. Anyways, there's basically two things that these companies were doing that were against YouTube's policies that they were doing anyways, which caused them to get terminated or suspended by YouTube. The first is CS Global, and one of the policies that they were taking advantage of is they were allowing people to put music royalty music on content that was unoriginal and already not monetizable. This meant that they were basically able to claim revenue from videos that weren't even eligible for monetization, which was against YouTube's policies, but they were doing anyways. And they got away with that for a very long time until YouTube finally cracked down on this yesterday. And this led to their instant termination. And one thing I want to mention here is that I believe YouTube can claw back earnings from the past 90 days since music royalties don't pay until 90 days after you make money from them. So for all the people that were in this, I hope that you're able to get out your revenue that you had, but you might not be able to, and you'll have 90 days where you were uploading with their songs, but you weren't able to actually get your money out of it because YouTube clawed back the revenue because they were claiming videos that weren't monetizable to begin with, which is against YouTube's policies. Now, with Blast Off, I've been working with them for a very long time, for pretty much over a year now, and when we were helping sign people onto this, back when this was the OG music company, they told us very specifically, do not sign anyone on who's doing unoriginal content, no movies, no TV shows. They can't be making money from music royalties. And this is why Blast Off is still fine right now, and we're still making money from it. As you can see, it's not like our channels are doing insane right now or anything, but we're still making like $15 a day from this. But yeah, the reason Blast Off is safe from this is because the whole way through, they've been in accordance with YouTube's policies. So they were very strict about this. They did not let any channels in that had copyrighted material. And to this day, you can now onboard yourself automatically. And you're like, oh, what if I just onboard a channel that has copyrighted content? They review and audit all the channels. And any of the ones that are demonetizable videos, like that have clear just copyrighted movie content, and the whole thing is just a stolen movie clip with like no transformative edits, Blast Off Media does not claim the revenue to because it's against YouTube's policies and they care about existing long-term as a business. So this was the first reason that Blast Off is safe. Again, this is why I think this is the safest company to work with, and I've left the link to them in the description. But the second reason that Blast Off is safe is because of another YouTube policy that both Playlist, CS Global, and presumably other music royalty companies were taking advantage of that was very obviously against YouTube's policies. And that is, as you can see in the email that Playlist sent out, has to do with using bots and uploading videos through macros. However, in this email, it seemed like they tried to pin this on the people that actually have the channels, although I don't think that's actually what's at play here. What's at play is if you look at the charts on YouTube and look at the daily top songs on YouTube Shorts, you'll see that the top songs are from music royalty companies, which it's like, how is that even possible? Like, come on, there's no way that Serene Bliss by Creable Music is higher on the charts than like Rock That Body by the Black Eyed Peas. That is literally like the most viral trending song right now, and it's being beat by Whimsical Adventures. Like, what the fuck? What's happening is that music companies were basically botting and artificially pushing their songs to the top of the YouTube charts in order to try to push their music company further, get more plays, and claim music royalty revenue from people playing these songs. That is a huge no-no in YouTube's eyes, and this is why YouTube cracked down on playlists, because all of these different music companies that really are all from Playlist were basically botted there, even though this was against YouTube's guidelines. I believe what happened with Playlist is YouTube told them, review all your channels, get off all the copyrighted content that isn't claimable but you were claiming and making money from anyways, remove all your botting from the top chart and do it now, or else we're gonna terminate you like we did with Consolad. And in their email to big creators, it says, from now on, if music is used in uploaded videos, all accumulated settlement money may not be paid, so do not use music when uploading videos. Again, if we go to Blastoff, which is the company that I've been encouraging people to go with from the beginning, because I actually know the owners, I know they're trustworthy, I know they have a long history of helping creators with this shit, and I know what they have coming, which I'm very excited to announce. Blastoff did not get hit by this because they weren't botting their songs to the top of the YouTube charts. They know it's against YouTube's policies, and they're not going to go against it because they're here for a long game and a company that's actually going to exist for a long time and be in compliance with all of YouTube's policies and isn't here for a quick buck. That the revenue that it's coming from might get retracted for the past 90 days of uploads. That's not going to happen with Blastoff. I mean, some of the biggest creators in the world like Sambucha or Law by Mike use Blastoff music, and you really think that Whimsical Adventures by Vibrix Music would be above Blastoff's songs? No, it's because these songs were botted and Blastoff doesn't show up anywhere on the top 50 because they are in compliance with YouTube's policies. So this is the actual honest truth about music royalties. Now, of course, the core thing on my channel is that I'm transparent. And if you guys watched my video on how much money I actually made in September, you'll see that yes, I am making a lot of money with Blastoff, around 15K last month, from being an affiliate to their company. But what I want you to understand is that my YouTube channel is dedicated more than anything to just the truth about what I think is the best thing for content creators to do. My job as a YouTuber who has made money from content myself and is trying to help others make money is to give the best recommendations that I can for content creators. And given that Blastoff is the actual company that I worked with, the one that I actually know the owner of, I know who they're talking to, I know what they're coming out with soon, I know about their compliance with YouTube's policies, the reason that I recommend this one is because I know all of the things about it. And if you're worried, oh, well, this guy has a financial incentive to do this, I beg you to watch my earlier videos. At this point, I was making like no money from this channel. I wasn't even monetized, and I was showing off all this shit completely for free. Because my mission is to genuinely help people in the make money online space. And I could have sold a course 10 years ago making $1 billion, but I chose not to do that. I chose that the only way that I make money from this channel is through affiliate marketing, from recommending products that I actually use. And Blastoff is the product that I actually use, I actually made my money from, and that I would actually recommend to people. Now, I'm going to have more info coming out on the new stuff that Blastoff is coming out as soon as that comes out. But one more thing I want to address is the different splits that different companies have, because this is obviously a point of contention for a lot of creators. So there's two things here. There's RPMs and there's splits. The first thing you need to know is currently, as far as I know, there's no music company that has a better RPM than other music companies. The reason for this is because the only way to get a higher RPM is to be in a higher tier of CMS. A YouTube CMS stands for Content Management System, and it's basically the thing you need to let you claim the revenue from music royalties to be able to even make a business like this work. Every music company either has their own CMS or goes through another distributor that has a CMS to be able to pull this off. And the only thing that affects RPMs on this is what tier the CMS is in. Pretty much every music company that is known is at an A tier CMS. That's the default that a CMS starts at, and the only way to get knocked down to a B tier CMS is if you do something that goes against YouTube's policies, like Playlist or Consolad was doing. Currently, Blastoff is at an A tier CMS, so there's no other higher RPM companies that exist. I believe Playlist was also an A tier CMS, and Consolad, before all this happened, was at an A tier CMS. And again, almost all music companies are at an A tier CMS because otherwise they can't really compete that well. And even for any company that is not an A tier CMS, it's like a 5% difference in total revenue. So yeah, as far as I know, the RPMs between companies are not different. The only fair point of contention is the splits between different companies. Now, Blastoff is ran at a starting split of 50-50. There are companies that offer higher splits. Some start at 70-30. You can get to 70-30 in Blastoff if you get enough views. views. That's what happened to us. But here's the thing, other companies that start at higher splits have no profit to work with, are not going to have instant payouts like Blastoff will have, because they don't have enough money and enough capital to support instant payouts, because it usually takes 90 days for the music companies to get paid out from the songs, so they have no way to pay you in advance. They have no good affiliate program, and I'm very skeptical about companies that offer higher splits up front about their longevity. Again, we saw what happened with playlists. There are people who are potentially getting the revenue that they thought they were making for the past 90 days clawed back by YouTube. And this is again why I would say that Blastoff is the company that I would recommend to people. But yeah, with Blastoffs, you can get to higher splits if you're earning a lot anyways. And so working your way up to higher splits with a company that's actually safe and your earnings won't get clawed back is, in my opinion, a good idea. With that being said, I have a lot more information that's going to be coming out about this and about new developments with music royalties in general in the next like 1 or 2 weeks. So subscribe so you don't miss any of that. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss the direct announcements that I'll be making, the Discord now has over 20,000 members and you can join in the description. And if you want the news before I can even make these videos, I quickly throw up announcements on this Discord when I get important news like this. So that will also be in the description if you want to join a community of people who's also dedicated to being 100% transparent with the money that they make online, which is honestly the thing that I personally love most about the community I've built. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching the video. I'll catch you all in the next one, and peace.